Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Not Another Budget. I'm Nicole, and thank you if you are a new subscriber because I have had a spike, and it shocks me every single time because I spend an awful lot of my time going, yeah, no one's really interested in what I'm doing and why am I doing this, and just that awful internal narrative. But thank you so much for subscribing. I feel like the tagline for this channel needs to be I am behind on comments. So welcome to Not Another Budget. I'm Nicole and I'm behind on comments because I keep thinking I've caught up and then you guys keep commenting, and I'm not saying stop. I just need to catch up. So I feel like there will be a running I'm Nicole and I'm kind of caught up on comments, or I'm Nicole and I'm not and I'm still behind. We will do the comment tracker, I am sure. Now, so new subscribers, hello, welcome to the channel. Returning subscribers, thanks very much, welcome back. And this is, I guess, now a budgeting and some prepping channel. Now, I do want to preface that by saying that there will not be as much prepping content. My two kind of very recent haul videos have done exceptionally well for a channel of my size in like the first 24 hours, and I really do appreciate that, and everyone who's come over from the prepping side. Budgeting is a really core part of that for me, and that was why I started this channel. So there will be a specific budgeting playlist. I am someone that likes the order of playlists. I love kind of seeing them, so what I will do is make sure that all of my playlists are updated appropriately each time, and every video is filed away in the correct section. So if you are just looking for prepping content, just head over there. But if you are just interested in just me generally and my budget and what's going on, then thanks for watching. Anyone who is waiting for another haul, that's going to be a little bit of a while, I think. But let's do my September budget closeout, and this is for the final week of September, and I actually rolled this over by an extra couple of days to Sunday, so that actually went to the 2nd of October. Now I've got two budget sheets here because this one got very scrappy, and then when I was trying to break it down I went, okay, no, I need a separate sheet, so I'm going to be working off both sheets. Now we have my full wage breakdown, so I'm just going to move the change and give myself a little bit of space. So this was everything that was planned, and I hope you can see this properly. I am trying to write in a slightly better pen. And when I was paid, this is about half of what I would usually expect to see at the end of the month, but I have only been getting very basic pay, and it turns out that contractual sick pay is dependent from this employer based on how long you have been employed at the company and for how long it goes for. So there was an element of statutory sick pay and a very minor amount of contractual sick pay, which is why that is leading me to worry about my income for October, but I will cover that in a separate video, which will be my October budget video. So I'm not going to do that in this one. I'd thought some fixed expenses were coming out. None of them were taken. So I am assuming that they are coming out today. Today is Monday the 3rd. So I'm assuming that they are pending to come out today, and they must have been due over the weekend, which is, I didn't think that was the case, but there we go. So there were no fixed expenses taken, and therefore the bulk of my money was going towards my flexible spending, and there were some very loose categories here which I have now since defined further as I have since spent my money. But the overall goal was to batten down the hatches, and I have no more financial security in what's going on, I would say, which is probably the wrong set of words, but I feel no more financially secure after the week that's just gone with terms of the UK economy than I do now. And I'm going to try and not go too political, but if you've watched my last video you can probably guess which way I lean, and that is certainly not in favour of this video. So if that's not something you want to hear, now is your time to exit, because I don't think that when it comes to your finances and how it impacts you, you can afford to be partisan. And I'm seeing a lot of that now from more rigorous financial commentators and financial influencers, if there are such a thing. When your income and your livelihood and your state of living is threatened by a series of decisions that has been caused by a government, I think that it will cause you to question what's going on, because there's only so much that we can control. I can't control the rate of statutory sick pay, but I can control how I spend it. I have never been more thankful that I locked into a 24-month contract, because my landlord, who is mortgaged on this property, would be in a position where his interest rates would be increasing to the point where he would have to sell, because my rent increases have already gone up, and then they would be going up even more, if that makes sense. Whereas now, actually, if he wants to sell this property, he has to buy me out of the contract. And based on what is left, that's just under £19,000 that he would have to pay me to get me out of the contract. So, and that is written in my contract because I checked. So things like that. My parents are thankfully in the position where they have paid off their mortgage, and they have never been more glad, but they have not seen a real wage increase at all, and neither have I, because I am minimum wage. So things like that obviously affect your income, and it has therefore affected this budget. So I had an oh poop moment because I'm going to try and limit the language on this channel where possible. I had no poop moment and just went, right, it's time to batten down the hatches, because I don't know what I'm getting paid in October. I need to try and get ahead of the price increases, which are coming, and even over the weekend they have changed, and as of this week they'll be getting worse. So enough of me rambling, and I am going to take you to what I actually spent. So the goal was to batten down the hatches. I'm going to say I've half done it, and that is only because I've not finished organising. But I'm taking part in something called Organised October, which is a challenge that's going on over Instagram that has been created by Lou Lau, Savvy Saving Mama, and it's basically going through every aspect of your life, financially, your house, your work, and just getting a bit more organised. It's not an attempt towards minimalism unless you want it to be, but I felt that tied in really well with where I'm at with what's currently going on. So my total income was £393.40. We knew that has not changed because I worked this budget out on the day, and you will have seen that video. No fixed expenses, so they will have rolled over into the October week 1 budget, which you will be seeing later when I actually film it. So now we get to how I actually spent my flexible, and I'm hoping I might be able to zoom in. Let's just see if it's going to let me. Oh, so there's going to be a little bit of camera shake. Bear with me, guys. This is all new and technical. Are you going to focus as well? Brilliant. Okay, I just need to remember to zoom out. So these were all very loosely based. So my original budget for food was £50. I spent £64.67. My household budget was £10, and I spent £7.79. But that is just to cover me with what's current. There were household items that I did buy that went into my preps, but that is therefore in a separate category. My fuel was £50. I spent £34.53. The cap was £20. I spent £15.01. But again, there were cap purchases in my preps that you will have not yet seen because I've not done that video yet. Coffee was £15. We spent £5.80. We did do the town trip, or the city trip, I should say, that was delayed until the Saturday, and we were both just thoroughly sick of the crowds and the people and the shopping. So we did only have a coffee and we didn't have food. That's my phone. I do apologise. We may get some interruptions today during this video. I am waiting on a phone call from the GP because I am officially back to work with one of my employers this week, which is the one that paid me here. So where do we go to next? So preps. This is food specific preps. I budgeted £50. I spent £84.95, and that was a conscious decision because throughout October, as part of Organised October, I'm going to be doing a pantry challenge. The vast majority of my money will need to go towards a savings goal of £850 because I don't know what I'm going to be getting paid. I don't know if both of my employers are going to pay me in full or whether I will get a statutory sick payment from my second employer, and that second employer covers my rent, which gets paid 3 days before my rent is due. My rent is £850. So at the minute I am working on the worst case scenario, which is that I need to find £850 very quickly, or at the very least half of it, because statutory sick pay should cover half of my rent. We're going to cover that in another video, so stay tuned for that one. So food preps were £84.95 and I'd budgeted £50. I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay. You'll have seen my haul. So that to the total of those hauls that I spent was £84.95. Spendy was, normally it's about £30, but I spent £21.43, and this is just miscellaneous non-assigned spending. I kind of seen something here, or I'd found something there, or I'd bought an ebook, or just something like that. There's nothing really defined. House and spendy was one big category of 130, and this is where I've had to break it down and run into extra space. So house specific spending was £50.24. That does incorporate some prep based storage, because I will do a separate video on prep storage, but it's a constant evolving battle, I would say, and it is definitely a battle, and therefore that needed to accommodate what I was buying. So some of this is prep storage, but some of this is things like hot water bottles, extra throws and stuff like that. I didn't end up buying any thermal blinds or heated areas, which were on my list. They're just too expensive and I do not have the money for them. Happy Mail, I spent £29.50. That was very much an unplanned for category. However, I have got some giveaways to do, and I'm going to say this is it now. There will be very little flexible luxury spending in October and most of November. Christmas, I got a leg up there. So I spent £22.50 on Christmas. Whilst I am not done, if something were to happen and my income disappears or costs shoot up drastically, I now have something that I can give to everyone that I would buy a Christmas present for. Although I'm not done in my eyes, there is something there. So that's why I did that. And then clothing was £35.93, and that was £40 budgeted, and I got my jeans and my winter boots and a half set of thermals. So my total flexible spending was £372.35, which I'm completely fine with, because the bulk of this was the preps and the food and the house, which was where it was meant to go. And then I made a conscious decision to spend my money in this way, and therefore I am missing a receipt somewhere, because I should have 21 something left over and I only have £16 with a variety of change, which is just off camera. So there is a receipt missing, but I have £16 in my purse, which I will roll over into October, and then I have the change here, which I will be using now. So that is how that week went, and I think it is almost on the surface, it is an absolute contradiction to, and hopefully I can zoom out. There we go. On the surface, it is an absolute contradiction to say I'm going to batten down the hatches and then spend. For me, battening down the hatches starts with my food and with my house. And it's making sure that actually, if my priorities for the entirety of October are to save the cash I have coming in, and for me and my brain specifically, which is a neurodivergent brain, I can't go, I'm going to save £200 of this and put it in October. It doesn't work for me yet. I'm hoping that with behaviour changes and practice that will change, but right now I can't do that. It causes other mental health concerns if I try to, and I have tried to, and that is why I'm saying that. So I had to sit there and go, I have to spend this, but where can I spend this? So my food and my cat, we're fine for October. We can do a pantry challenge and still have preps and food left. And I'm now in the position where I can sit back, watch whatever money I have coming in and go, I've got my clothes, I've got my Happy Mail, so I've scratched that itch. I'm fine for food. There's enough petrol in my car to get me to work. I won't be doing anything else. I do have family from Australia over in October, but I'd already bunged mum 50 quid before I'd even started this budgeting thing and went, save that for me for them. So I have the money sitting there aside for it that someone else is looking after. I'm doing 3 days with them, and I'll just split it across those 3 days. So I've got my social activity. I'm back to work with one employer this week, hopefully by next week. So all I need to do is do organised October, go through my house, eat my food, watch my cat, go to work, and just watch what's going on and suss out the lay of the land and go, okay, now what do we do? Can I cover my rent? That is the most important thing. Then it's, can I pay off this small debt that I wanted to do? Yes, I can. Can I pay my council tax? Yes, I can. So those are my priorities. So I think I've rambled on for long enough, which is 14 minutes and 15 minutes almost actually now. So because I pulled some change, you are welcome to leave your comments down in the comment section below. You may agree or disagree with what I've done. That's completely fine, but money is personal, and this was just how I felt like I needed to respond to things. I know it's not what everyone would do. My October income was very up and down and non-typical, and October will be non-typical as well, so I'm trying to work and respond to what is going on rather than just completely panicking like a blue ass fly. So I get to restart the 1 penny challenge because I had pulled my 20p's and my 10p's from this jar. So this is my miscellaneous change that is left over, and I am going to recount this. So if you are not interested in seeing a penny stuffing challenge, I will see you in the next video. Not quite sure yet what that's going to be, because although I'm filming, things may upload in a different order. But thanks for commenting and subscribing, etc. For those of you that want to stick around and see me do a penny challenge, please continue. This is going to be a little bit loud. Right, so I like to go by denominations, but I'm actually going to start with the 5p's first, so I'm going to go a little bit quiet while I count because I can't do both, and we will go from there. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75. So I've got £1.75 and 5p's. I'm going to put these back in the jar. It's my phone again, I do apologise. That is going to have to stay on loud just for the moment, so I am sorry about that, just because I am waiting for that phone call. So I have got orange for October, and we are going to go £1.75. Okay. We've got 20p in 10s, so you can go in there, and we're going to do 20p. Got 40p in 20p's, so we're going to go to 40 as well. And then I've got the coppers. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 10. 20. 30, 40. So I've got 48p in 2p's. So we can do you. And we've got the pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 30p. Wonderful. So hopefully that was fairly quick. And that is that challenge completely restarted. I think I've said it in my other videos. Hang on. Right, sorry about the noise, I'll do the rest in a second. I think I said in my other videos that I know this is a slow burner, but I'm quite happy for this to tick over. There's a little bit of camera shake. I'm not quite sure why, because this is on a different clamp. But yeah, slightly different roundup. It was a very strange month. I'm going to do an overall reflections video. What I should just do is have a list of like, I'm going to do these videos, guys. And then you can all say, you've not done this one and you've not done this one, and stop saying you're doing a video because you've not yet done it. So I will do an overall September reflections video and a full breakdown of kind of my overall income, where that came from, and then my total amount spent in each category. Maybe that would be quite interesting to see. But it's been my first full month of budgeting in this way. There were many more wins than there were losses, and I'm not going to call them fails because I'm still learning, and they may not be a mistake, and hindsight will tell me that. But yeah, a bit of a different month. I am much calmer than I was when I did that last budget, and when I did last week's budget, I was really crapping myself. But we will see what October brings. Organised October, still battening down the hatches, but it'll be in a slightly different way, and I'll do a separate video on that, guys. But I'm now actually going to get myself sorted before I go to work, which is the first time in 7 weeks that I can say that. And we're going to see how that goes. I'm on a phased return, so I will be on less hours in October. But this is my favourite of my 2 jobs, but sadly it is the smaller paid one. If I could be there full time, I would, because I really do enjoy it. But I am going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you so much to subscribing. You guys are just wonderful. And I will catch up on the comments. Maybe not by next video, but I will catch up on the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, etc., etc., and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.